Hi boys and girls. Okay, today we're going to be adding the cherry blossoms to our vase. So you will start by selecting either tan paper or gray paper, and then I am going to choose gray today. So I'm going to set these aside and take one piece of the gray. And you're going to want to put your name and class code on the back. First name, last name, and your class code. It's either 2A, or you're in 2B, or you're in 2C. And you're going to flip it over. And this is where I want you to really think about what you're doing. So your vase is not floating up in the air. I want you to set your vase on your paper. Make sure it's sitting against the bottom edge so it's not floating around in space. And then you're going to trace your vase. You're just going to kind of do a little outline of your vase shape so you know where to put your stems and where not to put your stems, okay? Then set your vase aside so it doesn't get any brown paint on it. And we're going to be painting our stems coming out of the top of the vase. You don't want them coming out of the sides, only out of this top edge, okay? So every table is going to have some brown paint. You'll have a brush. Start in the vase and then pull your stem out of the vase and try to make it a fairly thin stem. If I push down really hard like this, see how thick that is? That won't show, so I'm doing it down there. You want to like touch it and then using the tip just drag your brush out as far as you can. Oops, just got a little bit on my paper. I guess that's okay. Alright, now I'm going to do one more. I think I'm going to start here and go right up the middle there. They can cross over each other. That's okay too. Right up the middle. Now, I want to make, I see this one's a little bit thin. Now the tricky part is going back over this and not pushing down on your brush. You want to just use the tippity tip. Okay. Now I want to make mine branch out a little bit, so let me show you a couple of examples here so you can see on this one. See how each stem has little branches coming off of it? So I'm going to try to do that. Dip your brush. If your paint is thick, it's a little bit too thick, you could ask Mrs. Walker, I might come around and I would just give it a little spritz, because if it's a little bit thinner, it'll do skinnier lines, okay? So I'm going to do one coming out here, one coming there, start down here, and just kind of go opposite sides. Go up, work up your way up, going on the opposite sides. So I'll go one there, one there, one there. Ooh, that one's, there we go. And I might put one more, maybe one more right here. Okay. It should just get really smaller as it goes up. So even these big ones here, they should be bigger at the bottom, and then just kind of, as you move to the edge, lift up your brush and it'll start to get thinner. Okay? Now I'm ready. I've got my branches in there. Don't probably do more than 3 branches, because otherwise it gets too busy and you don't want that. Now we're going to do some finger painting. So everybody's going to have some pink and white paint. You're going to only use one finger. Okay, do not get any fingers messy except for one, okay? So watch even your knuckles that you don't accidentally dip those down in. So one finger, pick the finger you want to use, and you're going to take and you're going to dot it. Don't stir this because everybody's going to use this. So dot it in one color, and I usually start with white because I like the look of the white ones with the pink center. So you can just do dot, 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 dot. You can even do 5 if you wanted to. Just do that. You can either do 3, 4, 5, whatever you think looks best. I'm going to do 4 there, 4 there, maybe that one, maybe that one's 5. Some of them could be smaller. I could do like a 3 at the tippity top because those are maybe smaller. They probably just opened. I'm going to do 4 there. I think I'm going to try to do 5 on this one because it's been open a while. And I even put one in the center, which if you put it in the center, then your dark pink won't look as pink. So I'm going to do 3 on that one, I'm going to do 4 on that one, and 5 on this one. Now once you have your white done, you're going to take your finger, even though it's got white on it, dip it in the pink. Don't worry about it. It won't ruin it for everybody. Now you can just dip this in the center to give them a pink center like that. You could dip it a little bit around if you want to turn them all like a light pink like that. Maybe you want some of them to be light pink. Oops, I just did the white and I meant to do the pink. Maybe you want some of them to be light pink. Maybe you just want all of them to have a pink center. I like the pink center, but I like the center to mix in with the pink a little bit. That's really pink. So if it gets too pink, dot back in the white. But remember to do not stir your finger around in here or you mess it up for everybody else. Okay? I like that. I feel like this one still needs a little bit more white, so I'm going to just do a little white right on top. I'm trying not to mix it, just to put it on top. There we go. All right, once you have your cherry blossoms in, we need to let this dry. The reason Mrs. Walker isn't worried about this one is I know that when this is dry, we're going to glue this down right here, and so you're not even going to see it. Okay, so I'm not worried at all about that. So if you have to practice, you can do it right inside the vase here, and that won't even show. I'm even going to wipe my finger off in there because it's not going to show. Okay? All right, this goes on the drying rack. Well, actually, before you put it on the drying rack, let's go ahead and glue this down. Okay, there's no reason why we can't glue it down today. So when you glue it, you're going to want to put glue just around the outside edge here. You don't need glue in the center. You just need a line going around the outside, a nice solid. All right, I'm going to go ahead and stick this down, and then it's going to go on the drying rack, and next week we will do some Chinese writing.